excellence realize is us calling out these women and they BS. Um,
And estaba presentando así the fellas.
She said she got a mess with me and make them jealous. I'm puffing on the guard, politicking with the fellas. We go full throttle, all motto, never let a mayonnaise. Just want our ketchup, but they never let us. She want my chicken wing, I ain't talking lemon pepper. She dancing in the rain, what that mean? I gotta wet her. Broke ass nigga, get your life together. When you politicking with the fellas, I call her bad bitch.
Y'all know what the horn mean. Y'all hear the horn. Hey, we back. Hey, y'all see the shirts? Y'all see it? Y'all see them guns? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it? Welcome to another episode of the fellas. I'm your boy B Bond. We got the juice. We got B Money. We got Moses. We got our boy T. We just here. And we got a special topic for y'all today. Y'all hear my voice. Real pimpadelic. We getting our Kevin Samuels on today. As only we know how. Kevin Samuels. Come holler at your boys.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna give you the real. We know. We done. Okay, I ain't gonna say what I was about to say because, you know, I was gonna say we done been through them all. I say it. We done been through it all. That deserves a horn. I'm just saying. Welcome to another episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all enjoyed the last 2 episodes. If y'all have not watched those yet, go back and watch those after you watch this one. We talked Black excellence. We talked about fatherhood. We done gave y'all some stuff. Now we gonna do something for the ladies today. We got something for y'all ladies. We gonna give y'all some statistical analysis. Is that what we want to call it?
Yeah, truth by the numbers, man. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. You know, what the poster I put out there is what men really want to say. What we really want to say at the end of the day. So, you know, and we ain't gonna be bashing on y'all. We love the ladies, you know, we love y'all. Couldn't make it in the world without you, you know.
Hey,
but
man.
I feel like the fellas get a bad rap sometimes. So sometimes we just got to debunk a few things. But before we get into that, since the last time we recorded, fellas, you know what I'm saying, there's been some stuff happening in America. A few shootings, a few murders. One of the murderers was convicted the other day. He's going to jail. What y'all think about it, man?
I would like to say, well, we still don't know the verdict yet. He still got 8 weeks until they give him the verdict.
You mean sentencing?
Yeah, the sentencing or whatever. So, like with that being said, just like the young lady the other officer who walked in the black dude house in Dallas and killed him, she only got to serve half her time. So out of her 10 years, she only got to do 5 off manslaughter. That seemed more than just manslaughter. So at the end of the day, even though they say he's convicted on all 3 or whatever, I still think that he might end up getting a waive. Like maybe he gonna serve some time, but I don't think he gonna serve body time. He ain't gonna do no test score numbers like how a regular black Joe will, or any black person. So
test score number.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is justice served, to be continued. I'm gonna leave it there.
My thing, and I'll say, I know you just said justiceship. I'd say accountability.
Right.
Is it really justice? I'll leave that to other people to debate. You know, there's other things going on in America right now, right there in Minnesota. So, you know, one win, lot more to go. A lot more to go.
Yeah.
And I just actually seen statistical analysis, there were 16,000 people murdered by officers. Guess how many was only convicted? 6.
It's crazy.
Well, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. People want to celebrate this win, but it's really not a win. It's just unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate that people stood by and watched. It's unfortunate that other cops stood by and watched. It's unfortunate that EMTs stood by and watched. Nobody did anything, and he got convicted. But like the tennis player said, I don't know her name, but she said, this is something that's glaringly obvious. It's something that shouldn't be even a question. You have people getting accused of things that's not on camera, and they're being dragged through the mud. We're not going to call any names. Whether it's true or not true, the presumption is, innocent until proven guilty, which is not on camera, say some NFL stars or people like that, whether he did it or not. But then you have people who are actually on camera, actually actively killing someone. And, it's like, well, maybe
did he really do it? Did he?
Right. Well, was it a pre-existing condition that was exacerbated type thing? And it's like, really? I mean, if you sit on my neck for 9 minutes, no matter how big I am, I mean, that guy was big. You was cutting off his oxygen, and nobody said, nobody, no sergeant, no lieutenant, nobody said get up. Nope. I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, I can't be happy about it. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And like Maurice said, we don't know how much time he's going to get, and we don't know how much time he's going to serve. So,
I feel you.
I think overall, as Joy said, Juicer, it's just good, overall and like you said, B, just at least the accountability, in these type of situations, we, got to take the small victories. So I won't go too further because I know we got a, show to get into, but I will just say at the end of the day, good for at least accountability. I'll take the victory that we did, get, and just hopefully we'll continue to build off of this for my initial thoughts.
You know what? I will say too, though, I'm glad that we are moving forward. I don't want to seem like one of those people who are like, you just want to be angry. I'm not angry about it, but I just hope that we move forward in a better light.
Yeah. So with that being said, we got a show for y'all. As I stated before, we getting our Kevin Samuels on today. We gonna talk a little relationship. We gonna talk some pet peeves. We gonna talk some statistics. We gonna talk, some things that we've gone through as men in this dating game. You know what I'm saying? In this smashing game. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? We all done played it. We all done been a part of it to some degree. You know what I'm saying? We 4 or 5 good looking gentlemen right here. You know what I'm saying? I said 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and include myself. 5 good looking gentlemen on here, so we get panties thrown at us. We done turned down a lot. So I feel like we got a lot to say. So first things first, gentlemen, let's get right into it. I'm gonna kick off a statistic, and then we just gonna go from there. Statistic number 1. Pet peeves is our first topic of the night. The statistic is 70% of the time, women tend to have more pet peeves than men. Is that true or false? And on top of that, let's give each, I hope y'all got a pet peeve. I got a pet peeve. We're going to talk about it a little bit. So 70% of the time, women got more pet peeves than men, but they ain't going to talk about it. What y'all think?
I think hands down, I think that is a very true statement. And numbers seem to be about right. The reason I just say that overall is because You know, the natural woman is a little bit more emotional. The average woman is a little bit more emotional. I'm not going to say all women are more emotional than men. We live in a new day and age, but the average woman is more emotional than the average man. And a lot of their pet peeves are based on that emotion that they may be feeling at that time versus it being like, nah, every day when this happened, it just bothers me. That's my initial statement on it.
And do you have a pet peeve, sir, that you would like to throw out there to all?
I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves, and just in any form of relationship or communication, I do not like when people attack character when it's something that's, simple. It's like, hey, I don't like how you wash the dishes. We literally talk about staying on the dishes, but then you start taking it into other stuff and be like, in our conversation the other day, I'll be like, hold on now. I can accept I didn't wash the dishes, right? But then when you start attacking me and you be like, you just, what they say, you a failure at life. Wait, hold on. Like, why we keep escalating this? And it's like, or, tearing me down to try to build somebody else up or build, yourself up in your argument. I don't like that.
Facts. I think it depends. I think it depends on the, I guess, the relationship or the person. I mean, I don't know, 70%. I don't know, man. It could go either way. I mean, it just depend on if your significant other is annoying or not. I mean,
so you saying false?
No, I'm not saying false. I'm just saying like it's up in the air. It just depends. I mean,
it ain't up in the air. It's either true or false for T, the nectar collector. What the nectar collector think?
It's depend on. I feel like it depends on your lady. I mean. I'm assuming a lot of women do have those pet peeves, because, it just seems like sometimes men just can't get it right in women's eyes. So, we may do some stuff to just kind of push them over the edge. My pet peeve is, don't answer my question with a question. That's my big.
Hold on, T. You get a bomb drop for that one, bro.
I hate that. Like, don't. If I ask you a question, I mean, just answer my question. Don't answer my question with a question.
Oh yeah. Well, anybody else want to touch on the subject before I go?
I'll rock it. I'll say with this percentage of 70% of women having more of a pet peeve, I just think that they're particulars. They just have a way that they like things to be ran, to make them feel, good and what they doing and their entitlement as being the woman and the wife. So I believe that women just have a lot of particulars to make their house a home. You know what I mean?
Is it true or false, man?
Oh, it's true. All day. All day. Oh yeah, it's true all day. They, Wile E. Coyote. But I you know what I'm saying? I just, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. Far as my pet peeve, I'm big for like, I cannot stand if the women get the little lace front, whatever, the weave, whatever. Don't let that stuff be in the thing everywhere. Like everywhere you move, you lay down, it's on your puller, you moving it out the way, you in the bathroom, it's in the sink, it's in the shower. Come on, baby girl. Like, yeah, my pet peeve. I don't need.
All right, so I'm gonna start off saying 70%. I would say that's true. Answering the question. So yeah, I mean, Mo hit on it with the particulars. Everybody got their different vibes, and it's not saying men don't have pet peeves. Obviously, we talking about our pet peeve now. I'm gonna leave it there and say that my pet peeve is kind of in the form of the accountability, and really just all of us fail. We all mess up. So, it's not good when someone will criticize or critique someone on something that they probably gonna mess up on in a couple hours or just did an hour ago. That's my biggest pet peeve. And you can be right. I could be doing something messed up. You 100% right. But I just feel like I'm not gonna come at somebody about something that I know I just did. I'm gonna let that one slide, but that's mine. I'll leave that there.
Okay. So I'm gonna be the one to take the leap of faith and plunge just into the deep end on this one, because this is this was the basis of the episode when I shot it out in the text message. Pet peeves, like I got a lot. I'm just telling y'all, I got a lot. And 70%, I say that's true. Women do, but like Mo said, women are just particular. Women are picky. If y'all ain't never noticed, they real picky. And in my opinion, they expect things to be a certain way, but then they don't reciprocate their expectations. And by that, this is what I mean. If you ask me to do the dishes, right? You ask me to do the dishes. So I do the dishes. Don't come behind me and say I didn't do the dishes right. You just asked me to do the dishes. I did them the way that I know how to do the dishes. Period. I didn't mop the floor right. I didn't make the bed right. I didn't cook the chicken right. I burnt the burgers. You know,
dang, bro, you sound like a failure.
That's the way the ladies make you feel like you fell in that life. And it's not the case. Here's some of my pet peeves. Pet peeve number one.
I got multiple.
Right.
Pet peeve number one.
He got a scroll full of pet peeves.
If I ask you, or you ask me, what do you want to eat? And I say Chick-fil-A, don't come back at me and say, well, I don't feel like Chick-fil-A. Then what you asked me what I wanted to eat for?
Oh, hold on. Can I add on to this? Can I add on to your pet peeve?
Yeah.
Not only do they say that, but when you get your food, B, they start eating your food.
Bombs number two. Pet peeve number two. If you're going to be out here wearing sandals and your feet ain't done, you shouldn't be wearing sandals. Ladies, get it together. Pet peeve number three. Listen, we all out here done gained a little weight since our college days. I know we was all out here balling, you know. Some of us was track stars, you know what I'm saying? Football stars. We all done gained a little weight, but let's acknowledge that we done gained weight. You can't wear the same clothes that you was wearing when we was fit. I'm just throwing it out there. Accept your weight gain. It's okay. The clothes don't get, if they done got a little tight, trade them in and get you some bigger ones, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with no gains, because I know we've been putting that work in the gym. I mean, my jeans getting tighter, but I mean, hey, it is what it is.
There's a difference between gains and
a gain is a gain, right?
That's just a couple of my pet peeves. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be summertime. Y'all know, it's summer dress season. You know what I'm saying? So we about to see a whole lot of sandals and crusty heels around here. And I don't want to see it. I know y'all go to the Walmart. I know y'all go to Target. Y'all about to see it. Mark my words. And the first time you see some busted toes, I want y'all to say, that nigga B. Bond said
it. You know what? You know what bothers me is to hear about your significant other's pet peeve when she's talking to like her friends, and you never knew that bothered her. It's like, girl, he be doing this all the time, and you looking like
you ain't got to tell the world that I ate your ass.
It's like, I never knew that was a pet peeve of yours, but now you sharing it with your friend. And I'm looking like, man, I could have fixed that, or I could have kept doing it. I mean, but give me the option.
Well, bro, that's why I said, it's true, because there's an emotional factor that plays on that. That's why when we talk about, and I mean, men do it too. You go to the barbershop, I've been blessed to always have like a personal barber, but when you, until I lost all my hair. But with that being said, I call it the salon mentality. You know what I'm saying? Some issues and pet peeves don't become issues and pet peeves until you get around, and again, as I stated, my belief is a woman is supposed to be, loved, in a sense, cherished, and a man is supposed to be respected. So, but focusing on the women, I believe that's very true. Average woman is out here earning her, love to be cherished, but don't try to live in a respected, what I'm saying, box when you just want to be loved and cherished. So, sometimes with those pet peeves that you have, they're probably floating pet peeves, be not so much because of the fact that it's 100% a true pet peeve. Sometimes it's because it's how it makes you feel, as I was stating, and make you not feel loved and cherished. So, like my brother B. Barnes said, some females want to be able to put on them sandals with, crusty feet and still be accepted in a sense. And then they'll say that's a pet peeve of yours when you always pointing out my this or this and that. And it might not really be a true pet peeve. It's just more so of a thing of like, hey, I just want you even to accept me with my crusty feet that I had come on this one time, because hey, I know hands down, I know I'll be having some rough feet too. So, I just be like Brother Jew said, I'll be like, all right, my feet crusty too. So
nah, brother.
You gotta put some
Y'all can
Vaseline
do that
on.
together. Y'all can go get the pedicures together.
I mean, I feel that. I feel that 100, but I'm just saying, of course, just giving the benefit of the doubt, what I'm saying, being realistic, because I think a lot of times some of these things come from not knowing the foundational place
But
of
I mean,
come from.
I mean, it could still be a personal pet peeve, though. I mean, I got a lot of pet peeves and stuff too. I'm gonna leave it at one for right now. I think Devon, cover some other ones, but it's hey, I mean, that's just the perspective and understanding that a lot of people don't know where the other person's coming from, why it's a pet peeve. But I think that's the terminology for a reason. So.
I mean, I feel that. That's why I say. But sometimes when we say that number can be,
that's 70. You talking about that 70% number?
Yeah, that 70%. And the trueness of it is because if you have all these floating pet peeves, you find a new pet peeve every day. That's what I'm saying. It's not saying that it's not, but I'm saying that that's for me what makes that statement, more true. My pet peeves have been the same since I was
the beginning of time.
3. Yeah, 3, because I knew what I wanted in life.
We could potentially say that, we may have just as many pet peeves. We just don't vocalize. We don't let it come out.
Bro, then that means you saying it's false. Now you reneging.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, he over here floating.
I mean, that don't mean you're right. I mean, you're right. That means we just choose not to say it.
We don't address it.
Yeah, but the statistic is, do we have a pet peeve? So, I mean, it could be true. But no, we all got the same amount of pet peeves. It's just that maybe men don't actually express their pet peeve.
But then think about this too, right? Us as men, we don't have time for a lot of petty shit. And I ain't trying to call women petty, but they're so into their particulars that it's a lot of stuff that's just too petty. You know what I'm saying? Like they fussing like, oh, go clean the garage, knowing we've been working 70 hours a week and you want us to straighten up the garage. Then you talk about, oh, you ain't doing nothing, but you been home. I mean, put some shit in motion. I mean, start sweeping the garage so I can come in there and do the mega work, right? Now, I just think I just feel like, we grind and we work so hard, we just don't have time to really be sitting here and be like, damn, babe. Then I tell you, pick up the shoes as you walk, before you walk in the house. Like, I mean, some stuff you may say, but it's not that point to where it's like you kirk out just because it didn't happen. Like, all right, I'm going to say something, but I'm not going to keep saying nothing about it because at the end of the day, I leave that to my woman to do that. You know what I'm saying? I leave that to her, not to me to be sitting here this and that and this and that. That's woman trait. I ain't got time for that. Like
pet peeve number 4. I
whatever.
hate to repeat myself more than once.
Hey B, cut your volume up, bro. I can't hear you.
I said pet peeve number 4. I hate to repeat myself more than once.
Yeah. That's probably a heavy one, everyone. Hey, had to drop that bomb. And I don't know if you about to switch subjects right here, but I don't think we did enough justice on, repping the ER brand, that we got on right now, the Excellence Realized.
For one.
Yeah. got to represent that excellence realized. So I just had to make sure I got that shout out in real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, moving on, B Money actually hit on the next topic to a certain degree because I was actually saving it for a little later, but he said this love and cherish thing. So as men that tend to provide and do everything that we can for women, you know what I'm saying? We tend to give them the world. Right or wrong, fellas? Do we do it?
Or we assume we do, or we
At least try.
Yeah.
Okay.
We try.
The best you know how.
Okay,
Yeah.
statistically, 80% of the time in a relationship, if a man is physically satisfied, he will do everything that he can, everything for that woman. Is that true or false?
That's a dirt bag.
I'll go first. I'm going to say it's false. And here's why I'm going to say it's false. I'm the type of dude that I don't have to be physically satisfied to do what I got to do as a man to provide for the family.
Man, he capping, dog. No.
That helps, bro. Unless you like,
hey, wait, he got that scripted down.
Listen, I gave the women a hard time on the pet peeves. I got to listen. I think it's false because how many times, fellas? Let's go back in the history of our relationships. Let's go all the way back to high school. I know we've been pulling them since high school. At any point in time, can you well, before that, for some of us, I'm just going back to high school. At any point in time, can you honestly say that your girl didn't feel like the queen of the castle? Like, was she not walking around them halls knowing that she had the baddest dude at the school? You know what I'm saying?
And I want that dude. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was a good guy in how I interacted with females. But like, hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I had to put a status out at one point in time and say, hey, I apologize for everybody I hurt. Because there's some females who was there, and I was just like, nah. But if you don't mind, take this second just to answer the question and say that I believe it's false, mainly because I don't think the number's that high. But I will say, because as I've gotten older and what I even realized when I was younger, because I always hung around, everybody was older than me, I have to be stimulated intellectually. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that I don't need sex. No, I do, as a man, and it is high and you will get more. But I will say also, if you're not like intellectually stimulating me to some degree and we moving forward, like that can like put a cap on the level of what I do for some things. That's just me being real. But as you stated, I agree. As a man, though, I am going to wake up every day and do my job. But all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to spend $10 on this meal, or am I going to spend $15? That can play a factor into some of that, like, okay, how am I sexually being there, or like that intellectual, man, she deserved that $15 meal instead of that 10, or that eating off the dollar menu and actually getting a value meal,
I think.
My say.
Well, it's two sides of it. Is sex can definitely cloud your judgment and be like, man, she go hard in the bedroom. I'm gonna go hard, or
right, make you say I love you, huh?
Or you be like Eddie Murphy, be like, hey, once I'm done, the love just skeet right out of me, So I mean, like, hey, it was good. I was happy at that moment, but it is what it is. So it's two sides to the coin, but. And I honestly feel like, like B Money said, I wasn't that dude in high school. I mean, I was the guy that girls wanted to marry, but not the guys that girls wanted to date. I was the nice guy that finished last, pretty much. So, it wasn't no girls walking around feeling. No girls, just keeping it real. Wasn't no girls that was walking around, feeling like I was that dude, but. Hey, they wish I was that dude now.
They wish. Hey, so you should. Did you say false or you said true?
No. What I said was I'm in the middle. No. I think it's half and half.
Man, stop flirting on the line. False.
No, it's false because I don't think that's how we live our life.
Yeah. Jew, Moses?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
go ahead.
Okay, so for me, I mean, mine's gonna kind of piggyback off B Money, but I'm gonna say it's true. But also saying what B Bond said, yeah, as a man, I don't need any motivation. I can be motivating myself just to be the man that I'm supposed to be. But saying what B Money said is it does make a difference of whether it's as a man, I need to provide food, shelter, and all that. That level of food can be totally different based off of how I feel stimulated. That stimulation can be whether it's from the mental or it can be from the physical. But for the purpose of this conversation, since it's about physical, I would say there's probably not that many men in the world that if they were physically taken care of very regularly, that they wouldn't be doing everything that they can do to make sure that their old lady is good to go. and anybody that would say they wouldn't do more, is that, hey, when you wake up the next morning, after a good situation, I mean, you feel like you're ready to go do everything. You domestic in the kitchen cooking. I mean, you working even harder, you putting more time in. And I mean, that's just the realistic. Last thing I'm gonna say on that is there's a reason that these old cats out here got all the money in the world and they go get some young fees, and all they need from them is that physical piece. Like, I don't need nothing from you because I'm a self-sustaining man. All I need from you is that physical. And they doing everything for them. They getting flued out. They got cars, whips, jewelry, everything, because all they needed was that physical. And I would say most men, it is very true. And from my opinion, 80% of the time that they would do whatever they can within their means.
Hey, before Mo, I'm sorry, jump back in. What you said something, Jew, and I think it's very important is the fact that you do have like either older women. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a woman's place is in the kitchen and doing all that. Like, yes, you deserve to be in the workplace, getting paid the same as men and all that. But I've been around a lot of older women who be like, hey, man, you better take care of that man there and like in the kitchen. And they say that for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Because they got that experience and seen. And so that's just it. Like,
they got wisdom.
And that's
they
wisdom.
Got wisdom.
That's wisdom.
I agree.
Moses.
No doubt. So I would say that, in my opinion, I will agree with B Bond. I like to attack the mind. If I can feel like I'm having intercourse with you mentally, by the time we get to the sexual part, I mean, it's just gonna make it that much greater. So sex, the physical part, is really just like the cherry on top, the whipped cream, the extra toppings. Because you might got that wop, but if you ignorant, you can't act in public. I don't care how good that thigh out is, you got to go. I don't care, because at the end of the day it can be good, but you ain't worth no Ruth Chris. You not worth that big dollar meal. You got that snapper, but I'm gonna take you to like Olive Garden. I'm gonna take you to Applebee's. I don't even eat Applebee's. You gonna go there. You gonna get that 2 for 2.
You go eat it.
Yeah. So I would be bond on that, man. You got to let it, and even bro T, like, I mean, we kind of got our ways too, but for the most part, at the end of the day, I don't need you to. I don't need you just for that. I got my left hand and I got my right hand, and they got pocket pussies now. So,
man, my brother was talking about pocket pussy on Friday.
Hey, listen, I just went to the sex store and seen it for the first time, and the shit, it come in cans, it come in little rubber squishies. So I'm just saying, women. Just saying, women. Like, you really got to about it. It ain't just
right. Hey, I don't want the details on it. Hey, I do think. I think we level setting though. I mean, it depends on how we look at it. I mean, there's so many different versions of this though too. If you're talking about obviously, if you got some, and I don't want to say ditzy, but if you got somebody that's airbrained over there and they dropping that thing all the time, like you said, that's a different story. If you're talking about your standard female that is essentially can hold a conversation with you. So I mean, I kind of looked at the statistic as is like I'm not taking like the bottom of the crop and saying like, oh yeah, just because she's dropping that thump, then I'm gonna be good to go. I'm looking at the standard type of person that us would realizing excellence will end up with anyway. You know, I'm like, if she put out more.
Okay, hold on. So with
but
that
let's not.
said,
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I got to, because I done seen some sisters, some sorority, all of that jumping and dancing and pit, and these, and they some freak elites. Every hoe can't turn into no housewife, man. I'ma call it out. It ain't just about the draws. Don't just slide them to the side thinking you gonna get Captain Save a hoe, because you ain't.
You talking about a wifey conversation. I know that's one of the statistics out there. We just talking about giving them the world. We talking about getting them food out, buying them a bag here.
You just gonna give a random. Hold on. Bro. So you just gonna give a random, not even a random, or just a homie, the world just because she got that good wop? No, man. Hey, listen, I got that good. Look, this dick so good, you got to pay for it. It ain't just because it's that thing slippery like that. No. Heck no, man. Hey, no, man. Listen, it's more to it than just that coochie, man. It's more to it, man.
I think based off of what you said, if we go off the standard of, let's just say we in a relationship with this, woman, and on top of that, she's, standard, as he said, level. I said false because of the intellect and all that type of stuff, and kind of speaking to more politically answer to what Brother Moses was saying. I can agree with that, but I will say yes, I will try if we're doing it like that, and I'm satisfied based on those standards. Yes, definitely, I probably will be on some more like because I go to the gym.
You get in based off of that. Last thing I'm gonna say on this subject is I remember talking to young B Money when we was young whippersnappers. I ain't even gonna put no age and put no time frame on it, but we was young. And he said, man, I don't even know why you deal with that chick like that, man. And I said, bro, I'm gonna speak some wisdom to you. When you get older, I was like, level setting. Like, she got everything else taken care of. But when you get taken care of in other areas, this little insecurity stuff, you ain't worried about that. At the end of the day, you can be as mad as you want when we get home, long as what's happening, I'm good. Like everything else can work itself out. And then, that was just speaking from a young age at wisdom then, because I'm gonna leave it there.
The baby said it on his song, The Masterpiece.
I gotta get to my question, y'all. So since we all talking about it, what's the number? How many times in a week gets you to that point?
Hey, listen. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, at least 10 times a week. And if
I'm talking about
my Bible work, twice a day, maybe a little morning, a little nighttime joint, little slide to the side. She cooking, looking good while she cooking. Bro? My bullshit. Listen, I still work out, so he ready to go all day. I'm just saying,
That's
see your old lady in the morning.
But that's his number. That's his number.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this, and this is realistic. Wake up in the morning, your Balboski ain't hard in the morning. You don't tell me you don't be want no cut. You tell me you don't want no cut in the morning, and then when you come home, sometimes wife got them tights. Know how them leggings be looking, booty sucking them tights up, man. You tell me you don't want to just rip them and slide the thing to the side and get it in. That's twice a day. I can do that 2 times a day. Easy. That's realistic. Go running and be ready to come make, you know what I'm saying? So 5 days a week. It ain't got to be every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can skip a day or 2, but I'm saying you got 7 days.
So Mo said
I think realistically 3.
Mo said 10. So that's his number 10?
In a week.
He said a week. That's because that's a question through a week. I think realistically 3. on average. You know what I'm saying? Some weeks would be high, some weeks would be low. As just a working man, I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, maybe I could do, 15 times more. I was like, let's Scooby out. But like, man, as I get older, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I be handling a lot of business stuff like, and there's been some times, like I would get frustrated, but then there's times I come into bed now and I'm like, out, you know what I'm saying? Cat tired. I've been dealing with this, especially trying to keep my body in and get no younger. So I say on average, I'm saying on average, very minimum 2. And because there's so many different ways to please. Well, I ain't gonna say there's other ways to please.
Hey, it said physically satisfied. So whatever
your physical satisfaction.
It might be somebody just blowing in your ear. That might be good for you, B-Money. So that's
hey, now you trying to go down foreplay role and stuff like that. Nah, boy, don't get me started. But I say 2 at minimum, being realistic and busy, but 3 is more so ideal, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say. Well, go ahead, T. Neck the collector.
His number gonna be 20.
Well, my number is actually I don't have a specific number. Well, hear me out though.
You're asking out one question tonight.
Yes. Listen, hear me out. I just feel like it should be whatever you want. I mean, realistically, if you're in a relationship, like everybody said, hey, B-Money said, you work, and I'm very busy. Like there's days where I'm up at 3 and I'm not going to bed until, midnight or whatever. So I'm very busy. But when I'm ready for it, even if you don't feel like it, let's get it. I mean, not being on no inconsiderate type stuff, but just saying like realizing how hard I work and stuff like that. I think
a whole nother conversation. T.
I think it is.
T, you just hit on something. Whether or not the feeling is there, you know what I'm saying? Should we have to pander for it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a relationship, or should it happen naturally?
Right, it's got to be meaningful too. But if your significant other or whatever you got going on is into you, it should be meaningful every time, even if you don't feel like it. Just me getting in the mood, getting you there, you should be ready and it should be good every time, even if it's one time a week. So
yeah, I mean, I know, like
I ain't saying that it is.
It should be, but I mean, it's one of those things too where it's and I know we're talking about a whole different topic that's probably need to be its own show by itself, but it's that selfishness of human nature, whether it's a man or a woman, because at one point in time, you always heard all these stories, when we were younger, about how women weren't satisfied with their men because they didn't want to be sexually active with them anymore. And then whether that's changed or not, I'm just saying that gets into the whole, like, are you there just to please? Are you too selfish that you can't take care of your other significant other? And I think that's a different conversation than just like, what's that number just to make sure you're good, whether it's meaningful or not. Because some people are like, I don't care, but I just want to make sure he good. So I'm going to make sure that it's taken care of.
Well, I mean meaningful, like as in, I'm going to make sure you good and you're going to make sure I'm good. It's not me, well, just because I want it, I'm going to be good, and then I'm going to roll over and go to sleep on you. But I'm saying it needs to be open access. Yeah, but there's got to be consideration too. And I have that, but I've been married, 17 years, so.
Oh, you a considerate man over there. Look at you. You're so thoughtful.
Hey, but I got open access.
Right. Hey,
yeah, drop it. You gotta drop it. Give me a little man.
Hey, look, only thing that I was gonna say with that, right? The only thing I was gonna say, because you was talking about as far as like being like just thoughtful and mindful, right? But when you working hard and you got also think about days, and the times that maybe your wife want to get pleased and you're not able to please her because you're grinding and working hard. So when them days that maybe y'all sleep and that thing wake up, you just roll over it. I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh, let me got daggone, let me make sure, everything is. Sometimes it's just on some straight nigga shit. Like, boom, this Balboa hard, boom, roll over. Let me gut it out real quick. They little thug shit sometimes. Like, that's what you get from, you know what I'm saying? Like, but not saying that's gonna happen every time, because like T said, you got to make sure and consider enough to make sure your woman pleased. But sometimes like you just gotta hit her with some rough shit.
This is going to be parental discretion is advised on this one.
Hey, I'm gonna say
people ask for a little bit of personality. I think we're giving it to them.
Right. Yeah. Hey, shout out to DMX. We got cats barking on the pod today. So
Right.
Hey, my number, I mean, mine's kind of like B-Money. I'm gonna say 2. I mean, you talking about getting the world, it's 3, but I'm gonna say it's 2, just because of the fact that, like everybody, echoing everybody, cats be busy. I mean, when you're younger, I mean, you'll get 2 hours of sleep in just to make sure you get it in. But that's also because you don't know if it's going to be automatic next time or whoever coming by and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different variables that play in that situation. But when you get older, if you got something, a significant other that you regularly around, I mean, cats be too busy to, let's just speak from my perspective, where you kind of worried about that and keeping that at the top of your mind all the time. So, but when you start going past a week or 2 weeks and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, that's the difference between the dollar menu and, like Ruth Chris or something like that.
So you just brought up something, Jew. You just brought up something. And you don't even know you did it.
I wasn't trying.
You wasn't trying to. He wasn't trying to, but he did. He said, when you get past a week or 2, that's the difference between, I don't even want to say it, 69.
Yeah, I think that's the what men need piece. I think that's the topic.
69% of men. Actually, I'm gonna say that one. 100% of men will cheat on their significant other if it's over a week or 2. True or false?
False.
False.
That number's too high. Let's drop it down to 50.
Hey, that's a high percentage. That's a high percentage. But I mean,
He's just gonna say everybody on here. If you go, that's what I said.
Hey, look.
Hey man, I went to BMT and I was going for like 3 months. I went out there clowning.
Yeah, we'll all cheat after 2 weeks.
Right, I'm TDY in the military. I'm going
for trying to check. That was a temperature check. That was.
You was trying to say we were really listening. No,
I know. I saw what you did there, because some people would say it would be 100%. So I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
He tried to set us up for the okie doke.
He put that pressure on live stream. He put that pressure.
Yeah, it was just a temperature check. I think we could go ahead and move on to the next one for real though. So we've hit y'all with 2, and actually thrown a couple more in there. The third one we got, it says here. Well, actually, T, let's get into yours first. You brought the 55 and 50%. What was the one that you had?
Oh, it said that there was a survey that was done, and it said that men responded that 50% of men, 55% of men said that they cheated, and 50% of women said that they cheated, and that explains kind of like the correlation between like why the divorce rate is so high.
Can I jump in on that one first?
Go ahead.
Men and women cheat differently.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Emotionally.
Men cheat physically. Women cheat with their mind, their body, their soul, their heart, their pinky toe. So if a woman cheats, it meant something. if you got that woman to that point. And T is frozen, but I'm going to keep talking. I feel like as a man, there is a major difference. To us, it can be just a physical attraction. We might not think too much about it after the fact. But for that woman, I feel like it takes them a little bit longer to get there. So once they get there, once she's gone bad, what does Jay-Z say? She gone forever.
You know, I agree with your sentiments, but I think that's for like maybe the average, woman or the average man, because like we've had guys on here that said, hey, I need to be mentally stimulated. So, I mean, for me, like sex is great, but just realistically, every woman has a warm hole. So, I mean, it has to be more to it than that. So I probably would be on the emotional side, that has, not subscribing to the fact that I would cheat or not cheat type thing, but just saying that if I was in that situation, it would be more emotional. What's that?
Clean up on aisle 3. T is cleaning up on aisle 3.
Well, I'm just just honest, because like all men don't just go off for the physical. I mean, we had 3 guys on here that say, hey, I'm more mentally stimulated by a woman than sexually stimulated. Not that they're not, but this is what appeases me. Having the good experience and the great conversation and being able to, go over a topic, an array of topics with that person and be mentally stimulated. So men can also be emotional cheaters, but it's not likely. Typically, it's physical. But women, when they cheat, they're calculated and they're good at it.
They cold hard killers.
They're good at it. Very good. Men are not as good, but we get away with it because women allow it. I don't mean me.
I think.
But
Have y'all ever had your woman say, I got a feeling or I had a dream about something? You be like, what you talking about? I had a dream you cheated. The fuck you talking about, yo? You bugging. You be looking, yo, bugging. And
Hey, you know what? But sometimes men, like, they don't know 100%, but just kind of feel like maybe I've been slacking here. So let me just test the waters and see if he kind of give me that, like, well, if you're dreaming, then maybe it's true. Because you get some men who get so prideful and egotistical where they just be like, well, maybe you should be doing something about it. And that kind of just opens up, Pandora's box, and you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Be like, nah, man, I'm out here working hard. I'm hitting the gym. I'm taking the kids to the park. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And I ain't cheating. So, that was a dumb dream you had.
So, but let's say in 2021, I think a lot of women have taken on the role, the man role, and they're like, man, look, men can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Cheating may not be as emotional anymore as it used to be for a woman.
Man, you know what? I'm sorry. I'd say I'm short with this. I agree with that 100% to you. I think a lot of the times we sit here and we talk like we live in the 1950s. Everybody be talking about like, well, I'm not no woman from the 1950s. I know you in 2021 and you gonna cheat just like that other man would cheat. I didn't seen some stuff, y'all. I didn't seen some stuff.
I sure was about to say, I don't think it was 2021 because I remember seeing
and when the 2000s hit.
Yeah, when
right.
the 2000s hit,
I remember seeing he was young.
I know, yeah, B-Bar said it before.
He said he was young.
I just seen some cats with some of them young old heads, where they essentially, whether it was mental or whether it was physical, regardless, they saw that young thing walking around the store or wherever it was, and they pounced. So I think it could be. It's always been like that. Probably even back in the day where men had their concubines. I'm pretty sure some of them women still had whatever they had going on. They might have pulled one of the unfortunate brothers off the field and say, "Come on over here, boy." And I'm just being realistic. So I'm just, hey, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new.
All saw our life.
Yeah, too, because
on that baby's pappy.
I had a baby pappy.
I think that kind of, but I think that goes into one of the other topics that we had at one point in time was talking about like lying. So, statistically, who lies more in certain things and kind of shapes and scopes how we, some of the things that we may lie about. So, because this topic we on right now can go on for days.
Right.
Naturally, as an individual, it's kind of like, what am I lying about? Am I lying to you that I forgave you? Am I lying to you this, and that? And then that kind of where you get to the whole topic of there's men and women who lie more.
Well, what was it? What was the statistic? You got that statistic, Shep? On the line one?
I think
like 6. Yeah, men lie 6 times a day and women lie 3 times a day.
That's BS.
And women lie good.
Women lie a lot more than men, for one. For two, women might not look at it as a lie. They protecting your feelings.
They lie about omission a lot of times.
Yeah, they look at it as they protecting your feelings.
Wording.
Hey, was I the best one you ever had? Yeah, baby, you was the best. Come on.
Hey, look, and they're worded different to where it don't seem like they lying. They hitting us with some justice of the court type stuff, like you said, like, oh, was it good, baby? Oh, baby, you the best. And like you said, you must have, like T said, you mess around and hear your old lady talking like, girl, that nigga ain't scratching that itch like I need it to, or something like that. What?
When she get mad, you think you satisfy me every time?
Yeah.
So I think the statistic based off of, and I'm gonna go against the grain, that men lie 6 times a day and women lie 3 times a day. I'm gonna say it's true. Whatever that number is, I would say men lie more, but they probably don't lie about as more important things as people would say they do.
Well,
so and we were talking about this a little bit before. I think me and B Money was talking about it, that women will hide I'll say for men, you're in these environments where if you're like in a powerful environment or you rolling with the fellas, men will embellish more, which ultimately is still a lie. You know what I mean? You can be like, oh, damn. Yeah, like, I laid it down, man. My count high. Or, man, I used to be dunking on niggas, it could be anything from that. Ultimately, you were still lying. Where females may shy away from those situations, those people where they feel like they have to lie to be in the in crowd. They want to go around someone where they feel like they better than them, so they don't have to lie. Where men will be like, no, I'll elevate to the situation, but I may have to embellish a little bit more. I don't do that, but for the statistical reason, I'm just gonna speak my truth. But it's just kind of one of those things. I can see why that's true, but I just think it's different types of lies, because when females lie, they lie about something, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is because of the fact of they don't want somebody else to know that they messed up on something that they have a pet peeve on them on. So they'll lie about what they did, or lie to hide something because of the fact that they had to go get that emotional conversation from somewhere else. So they won't kind of admit it, but I'm going to leave it there for right now.
They lie about omission, man. I think that's the biggest way they lie. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff they just don't tell you. Even if you ask the question.
Hey, so I'm just because of the fact that you've been on the line, brother T, are you saying it's true or false?
Okay, what's the question?
That men lie six times a day and women lie 3 times a day. So essentially, men lie more than women.
Twice as much as women do.
Is it depend? It's twice as much. Is it depends? Or is it true?
I think it's true. I think it's true because it goes back to the pet peeve piece. Like, if you know your old lady got a whole bunch of pet peeves and you like, I ain't even trying to get in that conversation, then you probably not.
The age-old question, does this dress make me look fat? Are we all lying?
Not if your wife.
Are you going to tell them the truth?
If your wife not fat, you probably not lying. You probably not.
What we talking about? PHAT or FAT? Because I'm gonna say yeah, baby. She'll be like, oh, I look big. Nah, PHAT, that thing fit. You hear me?
See, I feel like if you ask me that, you already know the answer.
But a lot of women got them what they call them guts that hang over the feet.
Fupas.
poopers and poopy
Pooper.
doopies and all.
Pooper.
Yeah. Hey, cause
At times.
and sometimes them poopers be all right. Hey, look, the poop ain't that bad, but
Hey,
They be loving the
I'm gonna
pooper.
take us into our last topic real quick, because we've been going a minute. I saved this one for last because I already know what Brother T gonna say. 69% of men will not marry someone that they sleep with. Will not marry someone he sleeps with on the first night. True or false?
It's true.
False.
False.
True.
False.
Listen, man, if we're hunter gatherers. If I don't have to chase, if you just gonna give it up, I mean, I know we grown and I know I was asking for it, but if you give it to me on the first night, it's like, man, like I don't really care about who else you gave it to on the first night, but this may be a pattern. I mean, this may be something that you do frequently, or I may just be that dude that's just like, you had to give it up to
somebody that's always been that dude. I just appreciate the fact that she know what she want.
Hey, sorry, B, real quick. Can I point out this is the first question that was asked that T gave a very direct and straightforward answer.
I'm just saying, I mean, because realistically, I teach my daughters like, hey, no dude, like when a woman give it up and she's just like acting like doing all this stuff, you don't value her as much as if she holds back. And like there's nothing left to the imagination. Nothing.
It ain't about my imagination.
That's right. And I agree, T. I told my daughter that too, man. I told my daughter straight.
I want to work and sweat a little bit. Don't play no games. But
hey, look,
so Beyonce give it up on the first night. You're not marrying her.
I mean, but that's Beyonce. I mean, like she knows she
you
wants.
know that's stipulations. Double standards.
You know what she look. She knows, man. She's a billionaire. She knows what she wants, and she has that right. But I want marry.
I think that's what B just said. I mean, when you did say for your personal opinion on a surface level at 69%, you gonna say that that's true, that the dudes ain't gonna do it. But B did hit to that piece like, hey, I respect that she know what she wants, so I'm not gonna judge her off of that.
No, I wouldn't marry. If it was Beyonce, I wouldn't. I ain't that high on Beyonce anyway, but I wouldn't marry her. I just wouldn't. I mean, because I don't want you to play the games, and I don't want to like chase you to no end type thing. But it's something about the courtship. It's something about just there being
1950s, bro. I don't need that.
Yeah, and we saying
so 50s. You say 80s.
I'm just saying. Look,
yeah, and 50s is just the term that people say, like you know what I'm saying. This ain't the olden days.
Let me explain it. See, let me explain it. Let me explain. At the end of the day, whether you gave it to me on the first night or the 90th day, because Steve Harvey had that book that said wait 90 days. I knew I wanted to marry you typically before we got to that point anyway. As a man,
on the first date,
you could.
You knew you wanted to marry on the first date.
You could.
Hey, so that I think you got to level set. So is this the first night that you met this person, or is this the first night that y'all went on a date where that was even a possibility? So is this somebody you met at the club and you hit that night, or is this somebody you've been talking to for a little bit for about 2 weeks? And now y'all finally go out and then she throw the box.
I ain't sleeping with no chick from the club on the first night anyway. Oh, so y'all just gonna get up. Y'all just
gonna we should all just turn our cameras off.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say I think we have come to the conclusion.
What?
No, but real talk. So to answer Julius's question, I do feel like there's no such thing as unless you're on Tinder or something like that. It's not you've probably been talking to this person for a couple weeks, right? You know him well enough to know that you want to go out on a date with him, right? So if that date goes well, I'm laying my Mac down thick. You picking it up. You picking up what I'm throwing down. I don't see a problem with, hey, you want to come back to my place and have a drink or something? Well, and whatever happens from there happens.
But at 38 versus 18, I mean, at 18,
don't speed my time up.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, at 18, yeah, you know, I probably am marrying you because it's just my vision is clouded because it was just that great. You know, in my mind, I mean, I probably am in love on the first time. But at 38, I'm more about the experience. I mean, of course, if I were single, you know, I'm all about the experience. I'm all about the mental courtship, the mental euphoria. You know, just you can go sleep with anybody.
I would say, I think it's almost reverse, and just from like not my experience myself, but just like the people I've been around. Even though I've been around you, bro, T, a lot now, but it's I would say some dudes at 18 will say, "Nah, man, I ain't wife for her, man. She gave it up on the first night." Where at this age, some dudes will say, "Man, she grown. She knew what she wanted. Like we both, you know, went home together and did all that kind of stuff." So I could see how it could go either way. I said false because of the fact of, what were you about to say, Shug?
I was gonna say I more so think of it as her level of freaky. How freaky did she get on the first night? You know what I'm saying? If she trying to lick my booty hole, which I would never let nobody do. If she trying to do that on the first night, heck nah. Hold on. You don't know me like that.
Hold up.
I think they challenged her what she said. They say you might still wife and shit.
I ain't never got my booty hole licked. I ain't gonna lie to you. Never. Listen, B Money want to get up. He the king of that.
hey, I would say I would say that a good point. The level that it goes to. So I say false from a generic like statistical thing. I can see how that's a false statistic. I think it depends on the experience. It depends on the interaction. I think a lot of dudes, like I would say for myself, if I was at the club and this chick was drunk and just crazy acting, and then, you know, she threw the box on the first night, yeah, she's not going to get wife, regardless of how much your stature looks like you could be a great individual and all the conversations you said on the Uber ride home or whatever the situation is, taxi back in my day. But it's just, or B Bond was probably driving or something, you know what I'm saying? And we just hope we didn't get pulled over. But it was just one of those, yeah, it's just one of those things. I think it's depend on the situation. Because we didn't all been around some people and you like, man, she at least appeared like she got her stuff together. The attractive female, because we can't sit here and lie like human laws of attraction don't play in a lot of these situations. But then I mean, you never know, because if that conversation continue to go on and you realize, oh, just because she gave the box on the first night doesn't mean she was a bad individual. So I'm just gonna say I think it's false.
I think when you talk about
if we talking about some player club running hoe quotes, you got to use what you got to get what you want type stuff. Yeah, I see that, but I mean, I'm not judging. Real talk, I'm not judging, but I mean, I'm a traditional type person, and I just on the first night, I mean, it will have to be something amazing. Just the experience was amazing, and it just kind of happened. Yeah, I guess it depends on the person. Maybe I should say.
So you saying sex on the beach? You might wife her,
right?
But I mean,
right.
So romantic nigga.
But I think one of the things is the fact that, like, as everybody put it in a situational, like, oh, okay, if it's this, yes, this and that, no. But 9 out of 10 times, if you having sex with somebody that you took home from the club, 9 out of 10 times you might not even continue a lot of communication with that person. It goes down a totally different path. I take this question being one of those things of like, you know, B said, Jew said, and you probably didn't have some type of dialogue or interaction with them. And for that, I say, no, I think, sure, I'm trying to say if I want to say it right, true or false, whatever, but I think it's like there's nothing wrong. I'll say that there's nothing wrong. And I think you can, because it's funny the things that we say, oh, men can do, but women can't do, women can do, but men can't do. But if we talking about we are literally living on the same platform now these days. Women are doing all the same things that men are doing. Like there's no sugarcoating. So because of the fact I'm being a realist, like we say, man, I don't care to know your number before me, because that could even be like, nah, I'm good on you. But who knows? Maybe she had a different past. You know what I'm saying? I think in the nature of it, I think like that. I think that number might be true, but I just don't agree with it.
Well, how do you value yourself though?
I don't. when it comes down to that, hold on. I just gotta say this. We just had a conversation talking about being satisfied, giving the girl the world and how much we need. And you know what I'm saying? My man Moses, like, I need to kill 12 hours with the dog. You know, get him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, I mean, we talk about how men just say, like, hey man, look, I'm all ahead. Like for me personally, yes, I do have a physical need. Like, that's how I was made. That's how God made a man. He has a physical need. So, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I have grown where I'm just, even when I was younger, it's more like, man, I do need some intellectual. But you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. If I'm talking about just, you know, being with a woman this one time, I ain't thinking like, well, you know what? This is a one night stand. I need you to intellectually stimulate me. No, it's just like, hey, no, it's a one night stand. You know what I'm saying? Like Cat Williams say, it's them purple and, you know, red. I'll be like, oh, she eccentric. That's cool. And I'm gonna keep it moving, you know? So that I think I ain't gonna say I don't value myself, because just based off of who I am, I'm valuable.
Hey, I think hey, you hit on a good B money, because you said it's situational. If you went to a professional meeting right now and met someone that's got money and they gave a good speech and all that kind of stuff, and she pulls you in the closet right after that, you can't sit there and say that you ain't gonna wife her just because it happened on the first time, because you're gonna be automatically looking at all these other different scenarios. It's like, oh, well, maybe because she chose me because I'm that dude, you know? Like, you ain't gonna be looking at the fact that like, oh, I value myself less right now because of the fact that I just gave myself away in the closet. That's not happening to me, but
but realistically, like I had the conversation with one of my partners, and he was saying, like, you know, when he was young, he was just slanging and banging, you know what I mean? And he was like, he kind of regret the fact that he didn't value what he had. Like he didn't value, he was just giving himself away. And like, as men of value at this point, I'm not just gonna be, you know, everybody don't get the taste. And that's me.
In that nature, I can't say. That's why I say I put up the status of saying like, hey, I apologize. I'm sorry, yeah, Bees.
I gotta give Moses a chance to say something. He's been waiting for a minute.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just watching.
What you got?
All the pastors and the goody two shoes speaking, so I'm gonna just got there go keep my dog ass comments to myself. I mean, now that your boy got the flow, I would say I agree with B Money 100%. I just believe that it's situational. And like Drew said, just because it may be a club type situation, but what if you're in the office? What if I'm at the State Department and we're in the meeting, and then one of them bad fees that work there say, boy, who on a little lunch date, and then I smash on lunch. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's at work, it don't make her, you know, less qualified. I just think it's situational. And if you kick it with that person, so like if you can have a connection with somebody off of a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And then that one time you be like, boy, I ain't gonna call her, and then you mess around and text her because it was some kind of connection. And you can't, like Drew said, you can't stop a natural physical connection. This is how we're built. Now, like T said, we have to value the Balboski. We can't give everybody that Stromboli, because if we do, we're attaching it to everything and everybody, and it's gonna lose value.
That's a T-shirt. Can't give everybody that Stromboli.
No. Hey, but when you do it, you gotta stand up in it. So I'm just saying.
So we got 2 T-shirts. Can't give everybody that Stromboli, and just because you got that WAP.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Listen. Lord Jesus. Y'all, this has been an episode. I ain't gonna lie to you. We normally do the Excellence Realized. Let me ask y'all, do y'all have an Excellence Realized?
I got one.
All right, go ahead, Drew.
So I mean, we're rocking the ER shirt. I'm gonna leave it short. B kicked off the segment asking about our thoughts on the previous verdict. My excellence realized is the jury in that verdict. You know, they're going to face a lot of hard roads based off of America's opinions and the world's opinions, negative or positive. But I would say that is excellence to look at the data and the facts in front of you and to make the right decision. So that is my excellence realized, the jury in the George Floyd case, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Thanks.
That's solid for me. I think I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm good on that too. Y'all got one?
You stand up and you doing this, just be real and being real with themselves. So I'm gonna say women, you know what I'm saying, who
you can still get wifed if you know what you want.
If you usually whatever you're doing, if you know what you want, you stand, owning it. Hey, that's a woman realize. I gotta shout out women, you know what I'm saying?
That you got that hammer time in them shoes.
Hey, man, y'all over here. I'm done.
Them crusty heels that B Bond was talking about.
Hey man, thanks B-Bomb for allowing me to be a part of this, man.
Are your toes hanging out the front of your sandals?
And
you saying women who get their feet done is excellence realized, huh?
The ones that pinky toe be hanging out the side of the sandal.
Oh, come on.
All right, long as it's better than Bill Cosby. All right, shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
shout out
make sure y'all request y'all's excellence realized shirts, man. We got the high demand shirts, we got the smoke and sip shirts, we just got shirts. You know what I'm saying? Hit your boy up. I'll make it happen for you.
And the Stromboli shirts.
Yeah, them coming.
Hey, what about my man Bryce shirt, bro?
You feel what the F I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's the thing on the market.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Bryce.
So yeah, hey,
sorry, Ship. I don't think since B Money just mentioned Bryce, I don't think we gave enough justice on the last Fellas podcast when you dropped the Fellas song to shoot out, Bryce Allen Bond, for dropping the Fellas theme song and dropping that. Yeah, that's a classic right there.
Hey, all smoke and sip pods. He doing his thing out there, man. Y'all support him. He doing big work.
We feel what the F he's saying too.
Feel what the F he's saying. I'll make sure he make it to the end of the episode to hear his shout out.
Right. Tell him to set my fantasy.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, look, tell him. Look,
hey T, we done, man. We done.
Fantasy. We need
play the music. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm your boy.
We out.
We out of the Fellas, and we out. Y'all be blessed.
And estaba presentando así the Fellas.
She said she got a mess with me and make them jealous. I'm puffing on the guard, politicking with the fellas. We go full throttle, our motto never let her. Mayonnaise just want our ketchup, but they never let us. She want my chicken wing, I ain't talking lemon pepper. She dancing in the rain, what that mean? I gotta wet her. Broke ass nigga, get your life together. When you politicking with the fellas, I call her bad bitch, say she wanna politic. All she really want a rich nigga pay her rent. I had to break it down to her like that ain't this. If you done fell on hard times.